The Stanford Prison Experiment. Let me confess something. We thought we were studying others, but in the end, we were studying ourselves. This is the true story of the Stanford Prison Experiment. What began as a simple simulation quickly turned into a nightmare. How it all began. It was August 1971, Stanford University. Dr. Philip Zimbardo, a respected psychologist, had a question. What happens when you put good people in an evil place? To find out, he created a mock prison in the basement of the university. He advertised for volunteers. $15 a day for a psychology study on prison life. 24 young men, all college students, all normal, all psychologically healthy. They were randomly assigned. Half would play the role of guards, the other half prisoners. There were no real crimes, no real cells, no real consequences, just a fake prison. A 2-week study, a controlled environment. What could possibly go wrong? Losing identity. Losing identity. From the moment the prisoners were arrested by real police officers and brought to the basement prison, something changed. They were stripped of their clothes, given uniforms, numbers, and stocking caps. Their names were taken away. They were no longer John, Michael, or David. They were just Prisoner 8612, Prisoner RA-19, and so on. The guards? They were told, keep order. They wore mirrored sunglasses, khaki uniforms, and carried batons. No physical violence, but maintain control. No further instructions were needed, because the uniforms did the rest. When guards become gods, at first it was mild. A few orders, a few jokes, some power games. But then, the cruelty escalated. Guards began to punish prisoners for minor offenses. Push-ups at 3 a.m., toilet privileges revoked, humiliation rituals, sleep deprivation. The guards weren't told to be cruel. They chose to be. Some laughed as prisoners cried. Others invented sadistic rules, and no one stopped them. The line between acting and being was fading fast. Emotional collapse. By day 2, prisoner X12 began, showing signs of psychological distress. He screamed. He sobbed. He begged to be released. Zimbardo, now acting as the prison superintendent, hesitated. He accused the prisoner of faking it. Eventually, 8612 was let go, but not before threatening to come back with a lawyer. Instead of questioning the experiment, the team increased surveillance. On day 4, prisoner Darber 819 refused to eat. He broke down in his cell, weeping uncontrollably. Guards told him, "If you leave, you're letting down the other prisoners." He stayed, crying. Not because he wanted to, because he believed he was prisoner 819. The illusion had become real. The psychologist who lost himself. Zimbardo didn't intervene. Not yet. He was so immersed in the role of prison warden, he couldn't see what he had become. Even when his girlfriend, Christina Maslach, a fellow psychologist, came to observe, she was horrified. "What you're doing to these boys is unethical. You have to stop." That one voice of reason cut through the madness. And Zimbardo finally listened. The end comes early. After just 6 days, the experiment was abruptly shut down. What was supposed to last 2 weeks couldn't even survive one. Nobody told the guards to be violent. Nobody forced the prisoners to obey. Yet cruelty blossomed, and obedience became automatic. Why? Because the roles became real. The aftermath. Zimbardo would later reflect, "We were not studying prisoners and guards. We were studying power and how it corrupts." The Stanford Prison Experiment became one of the most infamous psychological studies in history. It raised hard questions How quickly can we lose our morality? Are we really in control of our actions? Or are we just playing parts? So here's the confession. It wasn't just about the students. It wasn't about Stanford. It was about all of us. Given the right situation, with the right power, even the kindest person can become something they never imagined. We all wear masks. Sometimes the mask wears us.